What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Next Gen Madden 25 video on my PS4. Please do me a favor, take a moment, hit the like button for me, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Your criticism in the comment section, as always. Ask that you follow me on Twitter. My username is Shutdown Safety. Playing it for you at speed. Going to go back and take a look at a few things here in this play and discuss some of the issues that I have with it. Now, first and foremost, you're going to realize that at the beginning of this play, I'm user controlling Lynch to try to get him in position to cover Thomas, because man aligned has been broken in this game for a number of years, at least 3. So if you're changing your defensive front at the line, you could have a defender on the opposite side of the field responsible for someone on the opposite side of them, and the only way you can try to correct it is take a hold of them and run over, which is what I'm doing here. A little bit preposterous that this hasn't been fixed. So I get Lynch almost in a position to cover him, and I switch over to take control of Corey Redding, and you can see Lynch here has no concept of what his assignment is. And actually what he does is turns back in, Thomas runs into him, so now they're kind of helmet to helmet here, and then they just run along with each other. You know, Thomas can't get free, you know, Lynch is just kind of impeding his progress, and to me, I honestly don't know how the game doesn't recognize this as pass interference. I've seen pass interference calls in this game that have been very similar to this, but regardless, it's not called. The other situation I want to talk about here is with Kelvin Shepherd and Holiday, because I don't like the fact that Shepherd comes out and he's in a man with Holiday and he's running along, and you'll notice here that I don't know if he registers Holiday is getting close to the sidelines, or he obviously knows what the route is going to be, but before Holiday starts to stop or even adjust his route, you can see Shepherd starts to stop. Now, why would you not continue to draw closer to the person you're covering? Why would you continue to not run up underneath that person to prevent the ball from being thrown to them? You don't have to get on the other side of the white line, but, you know, certainly you could close distance here and not be the better part of 4 yards away from him when you know you're in man coverage. Now, the interesting thing here is once Holiday turns, Shepherd starts to kind of shuffle backwards. Again, not trying to close that gap, and I know some of you are going to say, well, it's a linebacker and a wide receiver. I don't care. This game doesn't understand. Kelvin Shepherd doesn't know that he's not covering the fullback right now. So to me, you have to have the procedural awareness of how to cover someone in place, and then we can start talking about maybe a linebacker that understands he's on a wide receiver or an elite tight end, whatever the case is going to be. And this actually puts us in a little predicament here where you can see, from a standpoint of this game having player sense, I've got 3 players all a foot away from each other, all looking in different directions, all with different goals, but none of them understanding that the other is there. Until at the end, there's like a little reaction here between Lynch and Thomas. Now, to get back to this pass, this is something that has lacked in really all football games. It's been in All Pro Football 2K, it's been in 2K5, but a part of the issue that I see here is Manning is under a lot of pressure. And let's just say we've already looked at the coverage from Lynch's perspective. There's pretty good coverage out here. I mean, to be honest with you, everybody is pretty close to the player they're supposed to be covering. You know, I think we all saw Peyton Manning this year throw a lot of passes away. I think we all saw Peyton Manning maybe go to the ground. I think we've seen all quarterbacks go to the ground and just avoid a hit. And in this situation, he doesn't do that, and he actually gets slammed into the ground. You know, I'd like to see a little bit more throwaways. I'd like to see a quarterback give himself up when he knows the play's over. But look at where he tries to force this pass. I mean, this is just not something you would see traditionally a quarterback do. I mean, there's no way this is being thrown unless it's a desperation move to Demaryius Thomas in this situation. So, love to know your guys' opinions on this. Appreciate you taking time to check out this video. And, of course, I'll be back in the week with more content.